impact. We're certainly pleased to have Jason Dufner, the 2012 Zurich Classic of New Orleans champion, back in New Orleans. We welcome you, Jason. He's here with his agency representation, Ben Walter from IMG. Again, Jason had a heck of a year last year. He won his first PGA Tour event, breaking through here in New Orleans after having successful tournaments prior to that. Got married shortly thereafter, and then won again in Dallas at the Byron Nelson. At this point, I'd like to welcome Steve Worthy to the mic. Steve is the Chief Executive Officer of the 4Kids Foundation and the Tournament Director of the Zurich Classic of New Orleans. Steve.
Thank you, Dara. We'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. Extend a special thanks to Jason for making the effort. He's a busy man. I know he's got media day tomorrow in Dallas for the Byron Nelson. So when you win a lot of tournaments, you have a lot of obligations. But we appreciate you making the effort to be here today. Media day really kind of is the run-up, starts the run-up to the 2013 Zurich Classic. You can see construction is in full swing outside. Hopefully the weather is going to continue to get a little bit warmer, and we'll have the kind of weather we had last year. It was perfect. So, for me, it was a crazy 2012. I was going back and forth. It's nice to have a Zurich Classic under my belt and to have been here for a full year going into this year. We're looking forward to another great event. Jason, we'll get to him and let him recap some of the things he did last year. Very eventful year for him. 2 wins, a very successful Ryder Cup performance. We've obviously followed him very closely and have enjoyed seeing his success after winning here in New Orleans. For 2013, things are shaping up really well. Sales have been good. We're in great position. We had a very successful financial year last year, and I think we're in great position to exceed that this year. Obviously, we're all here to have a significant charitable impact on our community and region, and we did that last year, and I think we'll be able to exceed that for 2013. We got tremendous support last year from the city of New Orleans. I'd like to thank everybody and the surrounding region. Our ticket sales were up 40%. It was nice to have big crowds out. Perfect weather, a good field, an exciting champion. We gave them a lot to see, and we're very appreciative of all their support, all the people that we had out this year. For those who don't really follow golf as closely locally, we get a lot of people out with in addition to the world-class golfers. We have great food. We have bands on Saturday and Sunday night. A lot of entertainment. A lot of reasons to have people out. If it's not the golf that attracts them, we've got other things that will. So, we have a lot of different things that go on here, and look forward to having good players as well as other entertainment things for them to follow. I know one of the big questions is always our field. It's coming together well. For those who follow the PGA Tour, 2013 is a unique year. It's a shortened 2013 season. The PGA Tour schedule essentially ends in September, and the 2014 season will begin in October of 13. So I think with the shortened season, we're seeing that a lot of players are committing later than usual. So, we're in very regular contact with players and agents, have been on a number of recruiting trips. We like where we are, but we've got a lot of players that we know are going to be part of our field, have told us they're going to be part of our field, many of whom have already got hotel reservations, but who have not officially committed to the tournament yet, so we really can't release those names. But we've got some big names that are coming in, and we'll continue to have press releases that come out probably 2 or 3 times a week leading out between here and up to the tournament. In addition to Jason, obviously, we've got stars like Ricky Fowler, Keegan Bradley, David Toms, and Nick Watney, who are both past champions. We've got some of our other past champions, Jerry Kelly, KJ Choi, Jason Bone, some past major champions, Retief Goosen, Mike Weir, Justin Leonard. And we've got a lot of young players who are making a name for themselves. One who's getting a lot of attention, Justin Spieth, who is a 19-year-old who has played really well this year. He's a great story, is getting a lot of attention. I'm sure will be a big draw when he gets here. We'll continue to get as our names continue to come in. We'll have multiple press releases out every week. To touch on a few things that are new this year, there's one event that I'm extremely excited about. On Tuesday afternoon, 3 p.m. of tournament week, we are announcing the Capital One Bank Celebrity Shootout. It's going to be a 5-hole shootout, holes 1, 2, 7, 8, and 9. There will be a $30,000 charity purse. Each of the celebrities will designate a children's charity that they will be playing for, and their winnings will go to that children's charity. We're going to have a really good field. We've got 4 players. It's an 8. There will be 8 celebrities who participate. We've got 4 locked in right now. We're waiting on confirmation for the other 4, and look forward to being able to get those names out. But they are some big name athletes and entertainers. I think they will be a group that people will really enjoy coming out to watch play. It'll be a modified alternate shot format, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to attract a lot of attention and a lot of spectators. So we'd also like to thank Capital One Bank for their partnership there. You know, our venues on site continue to be very popular. You can see the building going on outside. Our suites sales have gone very well. The 2 venues, we sold out of both our Acme Oyster House venue and Champions Club last year. So for those who are thinking about buying tickets, they probably ought to do it quickly, since we actually had to turn people away last year, which we hate to do. Our 19th hole tent, just to the right of the 9th green, allows public access. You can buy food and beverage in there. That's where the bands play on Saturday and Sunday nights. Again, a very popular venue. We also have volunteer openings available. We've upgraded our volunteer amenities package. We have a very committed force that does great work for us, but we can always add more. If there are volunteers that are interested, they can call our office at 342-3000, and we will give them a fun assignment during tournament week. Last year, we introduced the Chevron Eagles for Education program. Chevron donated, based on the number of eagles that were made, $205,000 to Bayou District Foundation and Project Lead the Way. I think Jason may have contributed to the Eagles numbers. That program will be in place again, and will drive a lot of money locally to charities. So we're very thankful to Chevron for their participation there. On Friday of tournament week, PGA Tour partner Web.com is having a small business symposium, help some of the small businesses with their technology programs. That'll be downtown. There's going to be a press release that goes out on that. So I think that's going to be a great perk to our business community locally. And finally, obviously, we'd love to thank Zurich, our title sponsor. We wouldn't be here without them. It's great. They are very, very committed to the city of New Orleans. You know, they realize the value of entertaining here. They bring in international guests. They have quite a program, entertain all over the city, and it's great that they're as committed as they are to our city and to our tournament. So always need to thank them. You know, at this point, I'll get out of the way and let you hear from the star of the show, Jason Dufner, our defending champ.
Thanks for coming out today. It doesn't seem like it's been almost a year since I was back here winning my first event here in New Orleans. So it's good to be back. Kind of helped kick off the 2013 event here, and just very appreciative of everybody that's involved with this event. You know, everybody from the tournament staff to the volunteers. They got a great foundation with the 4Kids Foundation that really you know, can use the PGA Tour and benefit from what we do out here. So for me to win my first event and kind of always be associated with the Zurich Classic and the city of New Orleans and the 4Kids Foundation is always going to be a special place in my heart. And you know, I'm excited to be coming back and defending. It'll be the first time for me here on the PGA Tour. And like Steve said, I think we're going to have a great field. I think Zurich and the tournament staff is really committed to making this event one of the best on the PGA Tour. You know, they do a great job with all the activities on the course for the fans, but they've also done a really good job of securing you know, a great field for the fans to come out and watch, and the people of Zurich and the people of New Orleans to be proud of. So I'm really excited for the event to come around here in about a month's time or so, and that's about it.
We want to open it up for questions. Jason?
When you lost the PGA Championship to David Brown, I thought you handled yourself in touchy class, and you had a lot of followers after that big game won. Last year you were here in New Orleans, you went to anything else, and you got married after New Orleans. You're a great writer. You're now on television, he hasn't like the beard.
Yeah, you know, there has been a lot of changes going on. I definitely am looked at more as Jason Dufner, the golfer, now than I ever have been before. You know, people are noticing me on and off the course. You know, so it's been exciting to kind of fulfill the dreams that I've had since I was in high school or college, to win on the PGA Tour, to be part of Ryder Cups, to you know, challenge to win major championships out here. But there's also been some, you know, trying times where you're trying to go through how do you make time in your schedule, how do you, you know, find time to practice, how do you find time to be a good husband, because obviously there's a lot more demands on my time, and you know, so it's definitely a good thing to get all this attention. It's definitely a good thing to come to media days, because that means you won the year prior. You don't want to not have media days to go to, but there is definitely a trick to kind of balance it out, for sure.
Are you looking to continue European play?
You know, that's possible. I played a couple earlier here in the season. I think it's good to kind of expand where you play. It's good to hit different parts of the world and showcase your talents. You know, we're spoiled here in the States because we get to see the best players in the world every week play. You know, you go to certain parts of the country, Dubai, they only have, you know, 2 events a year. You go to Malaysia, they have 2 events a year. You go to India, they have 1 event a year. So I think it's important to kind of, you know, play some of these events. I try to mix them up and play different ones each year. So I think I'll, you know, continue to travel a little bit, maybe more in Asia, or might be in Europe, or different parts of the world. But it's definitely, you know, part of the game that I enjoy doing. Thanks.
Jason, you were talking about how you juggle your life now with all of the new events in your life. There's not a book on how to deal with that. So did you talk to people? I mean, you got married, as Jimmy said. How do you deal with all that? It's something new for you.
Yeah, I think you just kind of learn as you go, to be honest. You talk to other players, find out what events they've enjoyed, maybe what events they haven't enjoyed. You know, you talk to other players about how they deal with their schedule a little bit. I've got a great representation with IMG that takes care of that. They have a lot of experience in that. But a lot of it is just, you know, going through it. You know, I'm not going to say that every trip that I've been on or every experience that I've done so far in the last couple of years has been a highlight of my life at that time, you know, but you learn how to make time for things, and you learn what you like and what works for you, and try to go in those situations and in that direction.
Can I ask you who you talk to from a player standpoint, or friends on the tour?
Oh, tons of guys. You know, I've been friends with Vijay Singh for a long time. A lot of guys on the Ryder Cup. You know, we're all kind of in that elite player category, so we're all playing different events, you know, picking up different sponsorships. So we all talk amongst each other. It's just the same as, you know, you would do in your workplace. You have your friends and people that you associate with that you would talk to. So it's pretty similar in that fact.
Did you have to learn how to say no?
Oh, yeah. It's hard.
That before, Jason?
No, I'm terrible at saying no. I say yes to almost everything, but, you know, there's just not enough time to say yes to everybody. There's a lot of demands, you know, whether it be tournaments or engagements or golf days or, you know, numerous things that we get the opportunity to do, and it's hard to tell people no. A lot of times I've turned down a good bit of stuff, and sometimes I'm hitting myself in the head going, I can't believe I just turned that down. But I think, you know, like I said earlier, you want those opportunities. We're fortunate to be in a position that we can maybe pick and choose some that work better for our schedules, but it's definitely hard to find a balance of being a professional golfer and then finding your normal balance of being a husband or doing the things that I like to do at home when I'm not playing golf.
Jason, can you pick maybe one moment last year, something that jumps, I know it was almost a year ago, was there something that week that you can think about that just, you know, just you're going to hold close to your heart, that, you know, maybe the trophy ceremony or a big putt?
For this event?
Yeah, last year, yes.
Yes.
Winning the Zurich Classic.
You know, I was playing very well coming in. I was confident with my game. I'd always played well here at this event. I think I've got 4 top 10s in a row at this event. And obviously I had a pretty good lead coming down the stretch, I think a couple shots, and then Ernie made a couple birdies to make it closer, and I made a really long putt for par on 16. And at that moment I really felt like that this was my tournament. And you know, obviously, after winning in the playoff, my wife coming out and congratulating me was something that I'll never forget too. So there's a couple moments here, but I've always had good memories from New Orleans and this event. I've always felt like I've played well, and this will always be a special place in my golfing career, I think, is the city of New Orleans and the Zurich Classic.
Will be special also because it's just it sent you to a new stratosphere where after this event you won the next one and you just had a fantastic year. I guess that'll kind of hold close to you also.
Yeah, I think so. I think guys always remember their first win on the PGA Tour, and it kind of holds a special place in their heart. Luckily I won a couple weeks afterwards, so it wasn't my only win ever on tour. But I think if you talk to any of the tour pros, whether it be a major, some guys win majors their first event, or the Zurich Classic is your first event, I think it always holds a special place.
Winning the Zurich Classic, I guess that showed you that it could be done, that you could win multiple times now. I guess that gave you, did this tournament last year give you the confidence that it could be done, that you could definitely be a star on the tour?
Yeah, I think so. Even if you don't win tournaments and you have high finishes or close calls, you gain a lot of confidence. I felt like I was really close to kind of breaking through. It's really hard to win out here. There's only one guy that can win each week, and there's either 144 or 156 or 120, depending on what tournaments you're playing, that are all trying to win. So, winning is very important, and I think, everybody's out here to win, but you can also take a lot from good finishes and close calls. But, I think just it gave me a lot of confidence, definitely, but at the time I was playing with a lot of confidence.
Jason, people say that it's tougher to win the second time.
Wasn't that tough?
I know. You answered that right away. I mean, you got rid of that stigma. There's another stigma attached that you might be one of the best players now, never to have won a major. How does that sit with you?
I don't think about it too much, to be honest. Even when I hadn't won out here, I didn't think about it too much. Obviously, I was trying to win events, and I knew that I hadn't won out here. I'm trying to be competitive in majors and win those, and I know that I haven't won one, but it doesn't, stick with me too bad. Like I said, it's really tough to win out here. You can play a lot of good golf and not win. I probably played better golf at the U.S. Open and at Colonial last year than I did here or at the Byron Nelson, and I ended up winning, Zurich Classic and Byron and finishing 4th and 2nd at Colonial. So, you can play good golf and not win out here. The majors are a different story. You got a lot of pressure with majors, a lot more attention. The fields are very, very strong, and the golf courses are usually very, very tough. So they're a little bit different dynamic. You need probably a little bit more luck involved in winning majors, and a very high skill set that week.
Would you consider your ability to stay composed, at least outwardly it seems that way, is an extra bag, an extra club in your bag?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you've been watching me play lately, that probably hasn't been my strongest point, but I think it helps. Usually, for the most part, I can move on past mistakes or successes pretty well, and stay pretty even-keeled out there. I think it helps definitely in the majors. There's a little bit more buzz in majors, obviously, and there's definitely a little bit more pressure I think the guys put on themselves in the majors. So I think me, being even temperament and being able to move past mistakes on the course or bad rounds or bad holes is definitely a tool that I can, use a lot in any tournament that I play in.
Jason, how do you compare the pressure coming down the stretch in New Orleans or Byron Nelson to Ryder Cup pressure? Teeing off in the singles match on Sunday with the cup on the line.
Yeah, the weird thing about the Ryder Cup for me is I wasn't as nervous as I expected to be honest. Usually I don't get too nervous with events. There's anxious moments, maybe, on the first tee or close when you're finishing events at the end, but I think the atmosphere at the Ryder Cup is crazy, and then you have a teammate, so I felt a lot more comfortable being part of a team. I played with Zach every day. Being with Zach out there every day, I felt a lot more secure with my game, and I didn't feel much pressure. Now the singles matches was like playing a regular tournament, so You know, the thing about the Ryder Cup is there's just a lot more people out there, and you seem to notice how big the crowds are and how loud the crowds are. It's a very crazy environment, and a lot of pressure, because you want to do well for your teammates. That's the biggest thing for us as players is, you know, we want to represent the country we're playing for, the United States, and our teammates and our captain well, and that's just a whole different ballgame than going out there and playing for yourself and playing for prize money and playing for trophies. So, but it was kind of unique that I wasn't, you know, as nervous as maybe I expected to be, especially the team portion.
Any more?
Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Looking forward to the event here in about a month. I think we're going to have another great event, and you know, we're going to have a great field, and there's going to be a lot of great golf. And if you're not into the golf, there's always good food and drink here, I believe, right?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. We'll have a chance for some one-on-ones with Jason if people have questions. You know, I'm sure Jason could buy into the theory that our 2011 defending champ went on to win Augusta and came back as Masters champ. Maybe our 2012 can do the same, and Jason can win at Augusta in a couple of weeks. So thank you all for coming out. If you've got any questions for me, for Jason, you know, we'll be available, and we appreciate the support. Thank you.